Today, everybody loves Tingle so much that it might look like they almost don't. This is CheckPoint.
Welcome to CheckPoint, where today is a holiday.
Well, it isn't actually Independence Day, that's tomorrow, or Canada Day, that was 2 days ago. But today is the day Canadians get off because Canada Day was on a Saturday and there's no sense in letting a good holiday go to waste.
Also, we didn't get the day off today because our bosses are assholes.
So happy Canada-Dependence Day.
Switch system seller Breath of the Wild has added a bunch of DLC items, including a set of gear that lets you dress up like everyone's favorite Zelda character, Tingle! And if you're wondering why the fuck anyone would want to voluntarily dress like Tingle, you're not alone. Literally every NPC in Breath of the Wild agrees with you. Turns out NPCs actually find the Tingle costume deeply unsettling. If Link goes near them while wearing the famous Tights of Delight, they'll tense up, gasp, and refuse to turn their backs to you, and they'll even draw their weapons. All in all, it's a measured and reasonable response to a character so evil that they tried to revive the Balloon Fight franchise.
You ever fallen in a Wikipedia hole? Spent all night following links from one article to another until you've stayed up too late and probably not actually retained anything? Well, now there's a game of that. Or rather, now that is a game. Developer Kevin Davis has created a JavaScript interface that works with Wikipedia's API to let you navigate between locations in articles, while still being able to read summaries of the articles, in the same manner as old text adventure games. You spawn at one of several randomly selected locations and proceed in cardinal directions from there. You can arbitrarily take items from the locations, like the Mona Lisa or the entire Stonehenge, which I think makes you Carmen Sandiego. Currently in my inventory is the Blarney Stone, Disneyland's Enchanted Tiki Room, and a literal Easter egg. Apparently Davis has included some of his own Easter eggs in there somewhere, but Wikipedia is a vast place, so good luck finding them.
After years of searching, speculation, and hype, GTA 5's Chiliad mystery appears to have been solved. If you've missed our previous breathless, hype-fueling recaps, I'll TLDR it for you. Back in the dark days of 2013, before GTA 5 had even come out, people saw a shed on top of a mountain in a promotional screenshot. So, naturally, when the game came out, there was a scramble of players heading to the top of Mount Chiliad to go check out the shed. Now, I want you to forget the shed because the shed is not actually important. The shed was merely to lead players to a mysterious mural with pictograms of an alien spaceship, an egg, and a man with a jetpack. And there was also a cryptic message underneath the underside of the mountaintop viewing platform that instructed players to come back when your story is complete. So please note that we are still in 2013 on our timeline, and the internet was already at hype level omega for this Chiliad mystery. And then in short order, a series of mysterious glyphs were found throughout the game, 4 alien spacecrafts were discovered, and a dead alien turned up embedded in some ice. And it seemed like people were really onto something. And then that was it for a long-ass time. Like, years. But a few weeks ago, GTA Online was updated, and buried deep in the code were some files that didn't fit. They instead seemed to reference a UFO crashing at the Zancudo military base. So Team Guru, a GTA 5 modding group, spent weeks combing through the code and switching in-game variables until they were able to force the game to launch a brand new mission that asked players to steal some supplies. But it wasn't actually a supply mission. You find an alien egg, and then you kill some aliens, and that's it. 4 years of hype to shoot some space friends with big heads. And GTA Online, not even GTA 5. Ugh, these Easter eggs are bullshit.
It seems hard to believe now, but when Microsoft introduced the concept of achievements at the Xbox 360 E3 reveal, people scoffed at the notion of these imaginary participation points. But everyone quickly realized that people like a sense of accomplishment, and nearly all the major players have added some kind of trophy or achievement to their system or storefront, with some players wearing their high Cheevo score as a badge of validation that they are in some way better at games than players with less, which explains the popularity of so-called achievement spam games on Steam, games that offer hundreds, sometimes thousands of achievements for utterly minimal input. One example is the FPS Blood Feed that offers over 3,000 achievements, which you can unlock in about 15 minutes just by arbitrarily shooting stuff. Of course, while games labeled as achievement spam tend to be crap, there's no rules against it. And the only losses to them existing is that they either make people who care about their score feel like theirs is less valuable by comparison, or people who really care about their score spend their money on these spammy games. Some are calling for Steam to step in and institute rules and restrictions for how developers can utilize achievements, but it's hard to argue for firm rules governing imaginary swag points. Until someone at Steam decides that this is something anybody should care about, and spoilers, it's making them money so they won't, we will only be able to rely on the last bastion of internet common sense, negative Steam reviews. And meanwhile, Sony has its own growing problem with garbage games on the PlayStation Network, and has done for some time. It's been particularly awkward in some cases, with game trailers appearing on official Sony channels giving implicit support for titles with stolen assets or unplayable quality. But apparently, Sony found a breakpoint finally when it actually pulled the game 5 stars 1,000 top rated. I say 5 stars, but it was written as just 5 actual stars. Not only was the game Steam-style achievement spam, promising the world's fastest platinum trophy, but it also directed players to the developer's storefront for PS4 themes. It was pulled 48 hours after going live, but people are wondering how it even got there in the first place. Unlike Steam, Sony at least claims to have a rigorous certification process for any game a developer wants to put on their consoles. So presumably, the fact that 5 stars 1,000 top rated was just a series of low-effort sliding tile puzzles was deemed fine, while the whole fastest platinum trophy ever aspect was maybe overlooked. Or maybe Sony just pulled it because people were making a big stink about the game and Sony thought it made them look stupid. Which it did. So going back to the intro, you said our bosses were assholes?
Yeah, they are. It's a day off for everyone else and we have to work.
We are our own bosses.
And
I guess I have a lot of introspection to do.
When will you find the time to do that? Coming up, Chicken is a Counter-Strike global offensive mod that turns the squad-based FPS into a chicken-based Tekken parody. I have so many questions about this mod that why make a chicken-based Tekken parody isn't even in the top 5.
My favorite is the bicycle kick, the up.
It seems like a lot of work.
I just want to cradle Counter-Strike in my arms and be like, what did they do to you?
Ooh,
to turn it into that.
I know.
From Counter-Strike. What happened inside your code?